And let's also look at it like this. Your favorite artists, they might have music or art that seems perfect to you, right? That inspired you. But more often than not, they also hated their own art. And there are many musicians and artists who don't like what they make, or they don't think it's good enough, but it's touted as some of the greatest art ever. And the thing is, because what exists in your mind is not the same thing that other people perceive. One second. I mean, just if we look at the history of art, right? So like, what's the expression? History is written by the victors, right? So one of the greatest bands, the Beatles, right? I mean, if they didn't exist, there would have been someone else to fill that same void. It just so happened to be them. And also, even if you look at their songs, they could have changed a riff, they could have changed a progression, and they still would have been successful. The only difference is there wasn't the culmination of just the perfect notes in the right order that they just happened to crack. It's them, their energy, their way of singing, and a little bit of luck. That's a huge component of so many artists that we know. And if they didn't have whatever lucky strokes that they had to be able to have their voice heard, it would have been filled by somebody else, and we would have been using that other person as the metric that we're measuring art with, right? So don't overthink it. Trust yourself and try to put your own unique stamp on it and what feels right to you. And you never know. That plus luck is going to always be the secret. That's the difference that separates a lot of the artists that are in the forefront versus the ones who never get heard. It doesn't mean that in the right situation, the right context, that same person, if they had a chance, wouldn't be on top. So don't create art for that end goal. Do your best thing should just be to, did I express myself? Does this represent me? Does this, feel like it's coming from me? Or am I trying to sound like somebody else? If you satisfy that and it's you, 100% you, then at that point, it's just about, who receives it. Your music will never be for everybody. You'll never make everybody happy, but you want it to speak to someone, and hopefully multiple people, and that becomes your core fan base. You represent something that speaks to this person, or that they feel connected to you. Maybe it's through your story, maybe it's through just your words or the way you make them feel. But they're not listening to it for perfection.